Turn it up. It's the Team Supernova podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the Team Supernova podcast. I'm Tebow, once again joined by my co-host, Darn.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And today, we are going to be talking about the Mountain Dew subreddit.
Specifically, we asked the Mountain Dew subreddit to give us some questions for a Q&A episode, and here we got them. So let's just jump right into them, shall we?
Let's. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for your questions. I think we ended up with, 40 questions or something? It was a lot.
38, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
all right, what we got first?
First question by InsideBet9 is, what got you into Dew?
That is a great question. Darn, you want to take that one first?
Sure. So I joined the community in 2021. I was most hyped for the Baja Flash and Baja Punch. So I think I stumbled upon the wiki first, and the wiki led me to the Discord server, and then the rest is history. But I have had a couple. I've dabbled in the Dew a bit beforehand. Like in 2018, I tried Baja Blast for the first time. That was really cool.
Nice.
What about you, Tebow?
So, I'm gonna age myself a little bit with this, but so what got me into Mountain Dew initially was Democracy 1 in 2008, 2009. Just having Voltage, Revolution, and Supernova on the shelves. That was like the first thing that really made me start liking the brand, was trying them all when all three were up for vote. And I tried Supernova and I just instantly loved it. And from that point on, I just wanted to try every single flavor that came out. Obviously back then, there wasn't the wiki, there wasn't the subreddit, there wasn't the Discord. Team Supernova didn't exist until 2011. Back then, my only way that I really talked to Mountain Dew fans was I had a tiny little Facebook page for Mountain Dew fans.
Maybe we could get into the flavors that people have come up with.
Yeah.
So, Tarot Dark 98 asks, do you think a bubblegum flavored Dew would be good? Pretty awesome.
I love this question. It got a ton of upvotes too.
Bubblegum flavored stuff, I'm actually not a huge fan of, believe it or not.
Really?
Well, I guess I haven't had a lot of bubblegum soda. The only one I really had was the blue bubblegum Jones, but I'm not a fan.
Okay, I haven't had that one.
I don't know, maybe I should try more of them. I should try more bubblegum sodas.
So, first and foremost, I want to say I think it's one of those things. Sorry, I'm making some noise in the background here. I think it's one of those things that if Mountain Dew does it well, it could be really good.
Like Flamin' Hot.
You like Flamin' Hot? I feel like every week we're going to talk about how great Flamin' Hot is.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
This is the Flamin' Hot podcast now.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Tebow's figuring that out. I'm actually drinking Finland Supernova right now, and it's better than I remember.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this is the first time I'm drinking it out of a can. But it's like...
okay.
It tastes a lot more like Voltage, I'd say, actually.
From the can than the bottle?
Yeah, there's less of that lemon taste to it, that cheap lemon taste.
All right.
Tastes kind of like Purple Thunder, too.
Huh.
Interesting.
Okay, I got one of my bottles. So I put the bubblegum in Voltage and I put it in Original. If you said that already, I apologize. I got the Voltage open.
Oh, you put it in Voltage? I don't think you said that, no? Oh, you just put it in regular.
I did put it in Voltage, and I gotta say, if they went... And I think it's fitting just because you said that Jones did you said it was blue raspberry bubblegum? Or just blue?
I just said it was blue bubblegum. I think it's based on just blue bubblegum. Not sure about blue raspberry. But how is it?
It blends very well with the Voltage. Like it's obviously I'm sure, as you can imagine, insanely sweet. But you know, if they did some sort of like blue raspberry base, that could work really well. Okay, let's try the original. Wow, that actually was better than the one with the voltage.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The bubblegum blends with the citrus of original in a way that I would not have expected. Like, I think, like, if I wasn't drinking this in a bottle that was labeled original with bubblegum sitting in it, I wouldn't have guessed that it was original Mountain Dew. Like, I think I could blindly give this to someone and convince them that it was a bubblegum flavored soda. That is really good. So with that, I am gonna definitively say I think a bubblegum flavored Dew would be really good.
And then in the same vein, maybe Pirate Dom asks, what would people think about a banana flavored Dew?
Ooh.
Now, I really like banana flavoring.
Yes.
In Canada, there used to be a Slurpee for crushed banana. It was so good.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was really good. So if Mountain Dew made a banana Dew, that'd just be awesome. I'd definitely be on board with that.
I know it's definitely one of the most polarizing ideas that gets floated.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a common idea, but a lot of people oppose it. A lot of people are for it. I'm for it.
Yeah, I think I'm for it. I bought some banana extract. Hopefully I don't use too much here. We are gonna mix it with original Mountain Dew and just see how well it tastes. Only probably a couple drops because I know this stuff is very powerful. Oh, that was a lot. Dingus in the Discord, the biggest supporter of banana Mountain Dew.
Yeah. You don't really taste it in like Major Melon.
That's a good one. You definitely do not taste it in Major Melon.
Yeah.
I will say also, I didn't tell you I was going to do this. I poured the banana extract in some Maui Burst as well. To get a little pineapple banana action, and that could be a potential Baja spinoff there. I think that would be really tasty.
Banana pineapple?
Yeah. I could get down for that. That worked really well.
That's neat. Interesting.
Yeah, I did not expect to like these as much as I did, but hey, live and learn, I guess. What do we got next?
D23fan11 asks, Mojito Dew? ? So, I'm actually not entirely sure what a mojito has. You could probably make like a mojito with Mountain Dew, but
right.
I don't have any mojito stuff. What I do have is Mojito 7-Up, which I got from 7-Eleven. They sell it in Canada, only on the fountain. So I have a bottle of it. I'm just gonna pour some in this glass, and I also have a can of Mountain Dew Real Sugar because I don't have regular Mountain Dew.
That'll make it taste better, honestly.
I don't like it as much, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just gonna go about 50-50. Swirl it a little bit. All right. I just taste Mountain Dew. I should put more mojito in there. I'm kind of tasting a little bit of the mint leaf.
Interesting. I will say, while you're sipping on that, it looks like the basic 5 ingredients of a mojito is mint, lime, sugar, rum, and club soda.
Okay. So you could probably replace the sugar and club soda with Mountain Dew, and that sounds like it'd be good.
And I take out the rum like like you take out the alcohol for Baja Flash. That could be another really good mocktail. Heck, that could be a Baja spinoff.
Yeah, there's so many Baja spinoff potentials that we're uncovering with this. One thing I also want to try, instead of regular Mountain Dew, I'm going to try and mix the Mojito 7-Up with Flamin' Hot.
Ooh.
Get kind of a hot and a mint.
I'm here for this one.
Do you hear that?
Yep, a little bit.
Here we go.
That's
That's good.
well.
I'd say. Sorry, this stuff makes me cough.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm not sure if it mixes as well as the regular Mountain Dew, but it's an interesting taste to it.
Did you mix Flamin' Hot and Fruit Quake, by the way?
Oh, I have not yet.
Highly recommend.
I did mix Fruit Quake with Code Red though. That's a really good mix.
All right. Okay. Thank you for that question about Mojito Dew. So far we've came up with 2 potential new Baja spinoffs.
Gasline42 asks, why are there no cream flavors such as an orange cream or raspberry cream flavor? Could there be one in the future, or is that something that will just never happen?
That's a good question.
I mean, the closest thing we've gotten to a cream flavor is probably Cake Smash.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Mountain Dew does crazy stuff, so I wouldn't rule anything out.
I will say the best we can do on questions like these is speculate, since we don't really know for sure.
Yeah, no, we're not affiliated with Mountain Dew or PepsiCo. We don't know what's happening except for from the leaks.
Right.
We can speculate because we've been in the community for a while. We know what can happen and what can't happen.
You know, I think one thing they could do that would kind of hit the orange cream, if they did a live wire Mountain Dew Nitro.
Ooh.
That might be like a orange cream situation. I bet that would be good.
I just remembered that Voodoo 2019 is very much a orange cream tasting dew. I just remembered that.
I don't know how we forgot about that, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
personally, I never saw that, but I know a lot of people did.
I actually tasted in it.
Really?
I do taste it, but I also kind of taste like the candy corn, which is what it's supposed to taste like.
Right.
As well as Skittles. It just has a lot of tastes to it, which is a very good mystery flavor thing to do. Just taste like a lot of things. Is cotton candy flavor Mountain Dew a thing? If not, it should be. By Lopsided Ad 8480.
I love this question. First and foremost, this is speculation, but I personally believe there's an unreleased flavor that's called Dunicorn, and I could easily see Dunicorn being a cotton candy flavor.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your thoughts on a potential cotton candy flavor, Darn?
Well, I've had Faygo cotton candy. That's really good. So I feel like if Mountain Dew could do it as well, probably in a different way.
Mountain Dew's already copying Faygo next year. Why not do it again, right?
Oh yeah, true. They're releasing the Summer Freeze, which is just Faygo firework. Yeah.
Yeah, but cotton candy Mountain Dew, if they do it right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the cotton candy Faygo is a bit underwhelming because it's like cotton candy flavored cream soda.
Yes. That's a good way of describing it.
I
know that one is very polarizing. A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah. So I'd like to see how they execute it differently. If they do it all.
I agree. So in the same light of me putting Bubblegum in Voltage and Original and having the banana extract, I only did it with Original, but I dissolved half a container of cotton candy, probably too much, but I dissolved it in this bottle of Original Mountain Dew, and I'm going to see what that tastes like. See if that mixes to make a good cotton candy flavor. You know what? It kind of doesn't. I'm gonna be
Kinda
honest.
doesn't.
It kind of doesn't.
Wow. This is our first like real failure flavor of the episode.
And I think part of it is just because of what cotton candy is, like it's kind of just sugar.
Yeah. Now, what I would like to see is Mountain Dew flavored cotton candy.
Ooh.
Because Dr. Pepper makes those, actually. Or at least a company makes licensed Dr. Pepper cotton candy.
And they could do the different flavors of Mountain Dew. Pitch black cotton candy.
Pitch black cotton candy. Code red cotton candy would be good.
Voltage cotton candy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is not... All it really does is, since it's just pure sugar, it kind of just enhanced the flavor of the Mountain Dew, and it kind of tastes like I'm drinking real sugar now, which is kind of funny.
Also kind of funny how real sugar actually has less sugar than regular Mountain Dew.
Does it really? That's
I
funny.
believe regular Mountain Dew has 45 grams of sugar and real sugar has 44 per a 12-ounce serving.
Huh. That is really funny.
All right, here's an interesting question.
What do we got?
You say Tuesday asks if for Halloween Mountain Dew HQ put together a flavor graveyard, kind of like Ben and Jerry's has. Which gravestone do you think would get the most visits/gifts? Pitch black,
Pitch black.
pitch black, or citrus cherry?
Baja Blast would, even though it comes back every year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Baja Blast would have a spot there because it always comes back every year.
But
And of course, it's always at Taco Bell.
I feel like even if it didn't have a spot, like you'd have those people that are always commenting, bring back Baja Blast on the post that would still be like, oh, Baja Blast.
Yeah,
But yeah, Pitch Black, hands down.
for sure. Even though it is coming back next year.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
DYLN_ asks, why do you think they're choosing to introduce a new Kickstart flavor next year after 6 years of no new Kickstarts and the discontinuation of most of the line?
First of all, let me preface this one again with anything we say here is just speculation.
Yep.
But I'm not mad that they're introducing a new Kickstart flavor. It sounds really good from what we've heard, I think.
Yeah, strawberry lemonade? We already have a bunch of raspberry lemonades. Why not a strawberry lemonade?
Yeah, it's called Strawberry Startup. Is that what it is?
Yeah, strawberry startup.
I'm not mad about it. It's definitely an interesting decision. I think a lot of us kind of thought that line was on its way out, and I don't know what the reasoning is. My personal speculation is maybe it's that the Game Fuel amp line isn't doing as well as they wanted it to be, so they want to dial Kickstart back up.
Yeah, the Game Fuel line is like basically just Kickstart but aimed for older people.
Right.
And when you're at the age that Game Fuel aims for, there's better tasting, higher caffeine energy drinks out there. So what's the point?
Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar, Monster, and then the other ones.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's some good energy drinks out there. Game Fuel's okay, but
I'm not picking it.
yeah, if I had a shelf with a bunch of energy drinks, I'd probably pick a Monster or a Rockstar over Game Fuel, which isn't even on shelves anymore.
Yeah, it's online only now.
Yeah, I have recently tried them all, and I will say that my favorite is actually the Raspberry Lemonade Game Fuel Zero that they recently brought back. Yeah.
And that in of itself has me curious just what's going on with all these energy lines, because Game Fuel goes online exclusive and we think that it's going away, and then all of a sudden they bring that flavor back of it. So who knows what's going on with all those energy lines.
But Kickstart, I hear that they sell them at schools, and they sell a lot of them at schools. I think that's their
heard that too.
Core demographic is schools. I think the discontinuation of most of the line is just that they wanted to offload some of those flavors, like the blue pomegranate, onto the energy lineup. And I prefer energy over Kickstart.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think I'd agree with you. Particularly after the energy line has started doing the flavors that are based on flavors like Code Red and Baja Blast. Like that was
a very good choice of them to do.
That's given me a lot of hope for the energy line.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be they're releasing like Pitch Black and Major Melon next year, and I think as well as Baja Blast and Code Red.
Yep. I'm going to be contrarian here, but I have high hopes for that Major Melon energy, honestly.
I don't see why it needs to exist when the Strawberry Melon Spark is already like mostly watermelon.
Yeah, I will be curious to compare them and see how they differentiate.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the Kickstart line is still doing okay, so
yeah, it must be. Yeah.
It's cool that they are sort of bringing it back a little bit.
Yeah.
This one by how do you pronounce that username?
Areotoids? Hopefully. If I've said that wrong, I'm sorry.
Yeah. If we pronounce any of your names wrong, we're sorry. What permanent dew flavor do you think years from now would be the first to be discontinued / phased out, like whiteout or citrus cherry are now? Now, I guess there's a lot of permanent dew flavors right now that we could talk about.
Right.
Is this also counting like the main lineup, or just like the spin-offs too?
I would assume they mean the main lineup.
Because if we're going spin-offs as well, I'm gonna say all the game fuels.
Yeah.
But
I don't see the Game Fuel line lasting through 2025, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the main lineup, I
think we both agree that Livewire might have the highest chance of being kicked out.
I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but
yeah,
I think if there's one thing that we've learned from the discontinuation of Whiteout, which Whiteout was on the shelves for almost 10 years before it was discontinued. If we've learned anything from that, it is that no amount of time of a product sitting on the shelf saves it from being discontinued due to low sales.
Absolutely. And
I think, everyone in the community likes to say that they should discontinue Major Melon, and I don't think they're going to.
Major Melon does well. I mean, it's out in 4 countries right now, which is more than a lot of other flavors. I just think Livewire has always kind of had this regional availability.
Yep. And it seems like in the last year or two, the 12 packs particularly have been being harder to find.
Yeah.
The other one that I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Everyone always freaks out when I say this, but Livewire would be the first one that I think that would go away. And I personally think that Voltage would be the second one.
Voltage doesn't get a lot of love lately.
For some reason, where I live, I couldn't find Voltage 12 packs for like a year and a half. It seems like the availability for that is even starting to be spotty, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, because Voltage is like flavor number 2, pretty much after Code Red, I'd say.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. And I will say that I live in Canada, Code Red's been discontinued here, so I wouldn't say anything is safe.
Right. And definitely winning a promotion does not make it safe.
Yeah.
Just ask Diet Supernova or
Pitch
Whiteout.
Black.
Pitch Black. Canadian.
Yeah,
Code
people
Red.
are really upset that Pitch Black is limited time only. Which, you're getting it back. What more could you ask?
I do not think we will ever see Pitch Black as a permanent flavor ever again.
Nah.
Permanent.
It didn't do well as a permanent flavor.
Yeah.
It only does well as an LTO, really.
Permanent seasonal status? Maybe.
That would be a good compromise.
Yeah, I think that's really the best we could hope for, but I don't think it's realistic to ask for it back as a permanent flavor.
Yeah.
Did Pepsi lie to you? No.
I mean, they said it would be permanent, and it was permanent. It's not permanent anymore because it was discontinued, which every permanent flavor that's discontinued is discontinued. So,
just for some reason, Pitch Black.
all right. So, jazzlike_store 641 asks, what is a flavor that is criminally underrated?
I like this question a lot. That means we get to bring out our hot takes again.
Yep, our flamin' hot takes, if you will, because...
Ooh! Is that your answer, Darn?
That is my answer. Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew is a really good flavor that is criminally underrated. Everyone hates on it so much. And I just gotta disagree. It's so good. It's got that lime taste. It's got that heat.
Yeah.
I really like lime.
It mixes well with other dew flavors.
Yeah.
People are really gonna hate this, but Flamin' Hot and gingerbread snapped. Man, that's a good combination. I'm not kidding.
Yep, I don't disagree. I've tried it as well. It's really good. Gingerbread snapped is another criminally underrated flavor.
Oh, absolutely. And I think these two flavors have in common something as to why I think they're both so criminally underrated, and I'll even bring Fruitquake into this. I think that some of these flavors are so criminally underrated because people see these weird flavor descriptors and they say, that's gross, I'm not trying that, and they don't even give it a chance.
Yeah.
Flamin' Hot especially, like, I wonder how many people saw that and said, I don't want Flaming Hot Cheetos Mountain Dew.
Yeah, no, it's not Cheetos. It's lime. It's Dew with a blast of heat and citrus. Not once does it mention Cheetos on the can whatsoever.
Right. It's not even like the Flamin' Hot brand is exclusive to Cheetos.
Nah, there's Flamin' Hot Ruffles, there's Flamin' Hot Lay's, there's Flamin' Hot Doritos. Flamin' Hot Fritos as well. I'm not entirely sure.
There are. I've actually got some sitting right in front of me. I love Flamin' Hot Fritos.
Yeah, nice. I like Flamin' Hot barbecue Ruffles. Those are good.
Ooh, yeah, those sound good. But yeah, Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew gotta be the criminally underrated flavor, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people will not agree with us on that one. And does that just prove our point further? Maybe.
Probably. Speaking of Flamin' Hot, Boy Foster 1 asks, why was Flamin' Hot chosen for a store release instead of Cake Smash?
Ooh.
Now, just for context, in 2021, for the online Dew store, there were 2 flavors of Mountain Dew. Cake Smash, which got, I think actually it was restocked like twice. And then Flamin' Hot, which was not restocked at all.
Right.
And Flamin' Hot came out this year in stores outside of the Dew store.
Yep. It's...
No. Sorry, I'm drinking it and I'm coughing.
You know, it's really funny. I whenever I'm drinking that and it makes me cough, people are like, well, stop drinking it then. And I'll be like, no, I love it. Like, I love that it has that effect on me. It's so weird and awesome.
Yeah. No other Mountain Dew will make you cough like that.
Yeah.
It's not a bad cough. It's not a painful cough. It's just a neutral cough, if that makes sense.
It gives you an experience you're not going to get from any other soda. That's for sure.
Exactly.
But on the front of the Dew store, you know, we knew ahead of time that Flaming Hot was going to be released retail. I think we knew it like a month or two before the Dew store drop happened. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think like there was this old pinned image in the Dew Drinker Discord, Dew General. It's probably not there anymore, but it was like a slip of paper showing like 16 ounce, 20 ounce, 12 ounce.
And didn't the renders look like garbage?
Well, I just know the render was based on the 16 ounce one.
Okay. Yeah, that was a while ago.
And it was in grayscale. But yeah, we knew ahead of time that it was coming out in stores. Cake Smash was supposed to come out in 2020, I believe.
Yep, before any of the online releases happened, and then
2020. We all know what 2020 it happened.
Yeah.
What happened to everything that year?
It makes me wonder. I know I said this in the last episode, so I won't go far into it, but it makes me wonder if the survey that they sent out with Cake Smash is part of why they decided not to go with a store release for Cake Smash. If they started sending it out to the fans and they weren't getting the reception that they wanted. The one thing I will say is, because I think one thing a lot of people miss when we're talking about online releases is almost assuredly one of the things Mountain Dew's looking at is the buzz, you know, what people are talking about. And whether you like Flaming Hot or not, there's no denying that ever since Flaming Hot was announced the first time, no one on the internet has stopped talking about it.
Exactly.
Cake Smash? You know?
Not really. People don't really talk about it as much.
Definitely. But Flamin' Hot.
And this is just speculation, but I feel like Cake Smash, they didn't put a lot of effort into the formulation. It just tastes like birthday cake flavoring in Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And like Flamin' Hot, they put a lot more effort into it. Plus, they formulated it twice, because there was the Dew store formulation, then the updated one with lime in it.
Yeah. They definitely went hard on the Flamin' Hot formula.
Exactly. That, and there's like merch. There's merch for Flamin' Hot.
Yeah, and there was
actually
Cake Smash.
And actually, I'm wearing a Flamin' Hot t-shirt right now. I bought it at Hot Topic.
I need to pick that up. That shirt is so cool.
Oh, it's so awesome. I love it. And I feel like Cake Smash was just kind of more like an experiment to see how the Dew store would go. How?
To test the store itself and not necessarily to test the flavor, you think?
Yeah.
I could see that.
And they kind of like just pulled out this old formula from a couple years ago for Cake Smash, and they're like, well, let's release it. Why not?
I mean, we may as well use it some way.
Yep.
I would be surprised if Cake Smash does get a retail release, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, what we got next?
All right, so speaking of the Dew store, Deadhead 8285 asks, will they ever bring back Typhoon on a regular basis, or even permanent, or even bring out the rumored Peach Mountain Dew? So first, just to talk about Typhoon, I don't see it becoming permanent.
Yeah.
We have a lot of permanent flavors as is. And like Typhoon's good, but I'm not sure how well that would work with the general public compared to like Major Melon, Spark, Voltage, Code Red.
The thing with Typhoon compared to all of the other legacy flavors, And when I say legacy, I mean, Democracy 1, Democracy 2. The thing with Typhoon compared to all those other legacy flavors is I would argue that Typhoon is the least original. At its time, it was very original. It was the first tropical punch Mountain Dew that they ever did. But, since then, I couldn't count on one hand how many tropical punch flavors they've released. So I just think... I don't know that it is unique enough to stand out from the other flavors to be a permanent flavor anymore.
Yeah. As well as the amount of pineapple flavors out there. There's quite a few.
Maui Burst, especially being permanent at Dollar General and expanding in form factors.
Yeah.
Not to mention just the lukewarm reception that they kind of got from that Typhoon Dew Store drop, Like,
they sold half of their stock and then had to give it away. They had to donate the rest of it.
Some to the military, some at the Mall of America, some at food shelters, right? I think I saw.
Yeah, I saw some on Reddit for like a food pantry, yeah.
Yeah, pricing aside, because I know that's another question that was asked, but I just saw a lot of people saying, this is kind of mid. And I don't know that there's enough excitement around Typhoon anymore to warrant it to be a permanent flavor. I think the best, I'm putting this in quotes, chance it would have, I think it being permanent, would be as if someone wanted it as an exclusive. But at that point, why not just create your own exclusive?
And I also feel like the fact that there's a lot of other flavors from around the same time as Typhoon that hasn't had that second chance.
Yep.
I'd much rather see those other ones than just get Typhoon again and again and again,
Not to mention that those flavors are flavor like Distortion. The only other lime flavor we really have is Flamin' Hot and Overdrive, which you said the lime flavor's not really there.
Yeah, and people will say, "Oh, what Baja Blast? Baja Blast is a tropical lime." No, it isn't. Shut up. I've had way more than my fair share of lime soda. Okay, when I was in grade 9, almost daily I had a 2-liter of crushed lime. I know what I'm talking about. Baja Blast is not lime.
Yeah.
So were you referring to the question that that I'm highlighting now?
Yeah, we may as well just. That kind of ties right into that question we just talked about.
All right, so Nerfhammer 1981 asks, I'm curious of others' thoughts on the Dew Store online selling higher priced limited editions.
You want to share your take on this first, Darn?
Sure. So they are definitely a higher price. If you don't know how the pricing works, it's $20 for a 6-pack of tall cans, which compared to like $5 or $6 for a 12-pack at a regular store, that's quite a bit steep.
Yep.
But the Dew Store is not to buy Dew regularly. It is for collectors and just people who are more excited about Dew than the general public.
One thing I do want to say about it that I think I don't know if it gets missed or if people just aren't thinking of it this way. When Flamin' Hot and Cake Smash and Typhoon came out, it was $12 for the 6-pack and $8 flat rate shipping.
Oh yeah, that was actually a really good deal.
Yeah,
you could get like up to 6 packs
for $8 shipping.
Yeah, $12 each plus $8 shipping.
And for whatever reason, there was still a lot of people that were saying that was too high priced. I don't particularly understand that. And the reason I don't understand that is if you go in and buy a 16-ounce can at retail, it's close to $2 for a 16-ounce can. So, if you multiply that by 6, it puts you right under $12, and Pepsi's almost assuredly losing money on that $8 flat rate shipping. I'm sure that's part of why they did away with it. But they're asking for them to sell it cheaper. I can't imagine that if they sold it any cheaper that they'd make any money on it. And I think people forget that Pepsi is in the business of making money.
Yeah. And another thing too is that when you're shipping directly to a house, it just costs more money. You have to pay like delivery guys to go directly to your house instead of like going to a couple stores and then just going there where there's like designated drop-off zones and it's all very efficient. Shipping directly to a house is very inefficient by comparison. And so that's another thing to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, even just $8 to ship one of those cases is really good. I would wager if you got one of those cases in the mail and you relabeled it and sent it to someone else, you'd pay more than $8 for that.
Oh yeah, especially for me. I live in Canada. I'd be more than happy to pay $8 shipping.
Oh hell yeah!
Because I pay a lot more in shipping than you guys do. So $8 shipping is a really good price to me.
Now to tie it in with Ghosts of Voodoo Past, because I'm sure that's what brought the question on higher priced. I'm gonna speculate a little bit here. I don't know if it was in response to all of the people that said the shipping should be free and Pepsi said okay, or if it was just how much money they were losing on the $8 flat rate shipping.
Could be both.
I imagine it's some combination of the both.
We could add, what was this question? Steak Not Cake asks, is it possible to make a more natural / organic Mountain Dew or other pops? There's like the Zevia lineup, and then there's also there was an old line of Red Bull sodas that were organic. They sucked ass. And yeah, I wouldn't want to taste that in Mountain Dew.
Yeah. The only thing that came to mind when I saw this question was Rockstar coming out with the line of hemp seed drinks. And those also suck ass. Like, I think it's possible, but would it do well? I can't imagine so.
Well, there's actually also the 7-Up Simple.
True.
Which is like 7-Up with natural ingredients. It also kind of doesn't taste as good, but it has stevia in it for whatever reason. They should have just made it like full sugar instead of having half diet with stevia. And I think the closest that Mountain Dew will ever get to that is just the Mountain Dew Real Sugar.
The biggest question that it begs to me is, I think they could do it. Would there be enough appeal from Mountain Dew's audience to justify its creation? And to that, I think I gotta say no. Enough of the audience doesn't like zero sugar and is for some reason angry at that existence. I think there would be an even smaller portion that would be interested in natural organic, but not to dig on anyone that enjoys those. There definitely are good ones out there, but I just don't know there's enough room in the Mountain Dew portfolio to justify it,
Yeah, and considering that Real Sugar Mountain Dew is just not that common these days,
unfortunately.
I feel like at least there'd be even less of an appeal for that.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, what do we got next?
Here's one that you might be able to answer from Fusion Pats. The lore of Mountain Dew is crazy over the years. Why do you think they've significantly stopped hosting fan competitions for flavors and such? And will that affect the future of the promotions / flavors in the future? So I know that you were way back in the day really involved in a lot of the fan competitions that they were hosting.
Yeah. Oh, first of all, by the way, shout out Fusion Pets. Congrats on winning one of the 4 cookbooks. Thank you for the question. But yeah, so I was involved with Democracy 1, Democracy 2, Fandumonium, and of course, Decision 2016. I've got to say, I personally believe that one of the reasons that they have stopped doing them is even back in the day, we're talking 2008, 2009, 11, and 2016 even, but particularly in those older competitions, there was a lot of negativity and toxicity that would stem just from people not agreeing on flavors. Not that that ever happens, particularly not on the Reddit, but there was a lot of negativity, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just want to avoid that, in the day and age of internet that we're at today, how much worse that would be.
Yeah.
But the biggest reason that I think that they have stopped doing Democracy especially is because instead of creating 3 flavors and investing the money in creating 3 flavors and spending money to advertise it and do a promotion and a website and all that, to just cut it down to 1 flavor, in the last few years they have discovered they can create 1 flavor, advertise it, and put it out, and people will still buy it just the same. So I think why do the whole process when you can just do the last step,
Yeah. And then they could also put more effort into that 1 single formula, make it as good as possible instead of making 3 pretty okay flavors. Or just bringing back old ones instead of just making new ones.
I will say I do miss the voting competitions, and we have seen plans for some. Was it this year we were supposed to have Baja Blast versus Sweet Lightning?
Yeah, I believe so.
We know how that
next year
ended.
we were supposed to have Pitch Black versus Typhoon,
and I think we know how that one would have ended too.
Yep.
I think both of them, Baja Blast and Pitch Black respectively, would have easily won those competitions by 20% plus.
Oh yeah, for sure. Nothing can beat Baja Blast except for Pitch Black, but that was rigged anyway. We're not talking about that.
Maybe another episode, but not now.
Maybe not. Yeah, we'll save that for another day.
We'll save it for the conspiracy theories episode.
Ooh, conspiracy theory episode.
I think the other reason that they've stopped doing them is because of the promotion saying the winner becomes permanent. And we look back at the winners, Voltage is still on the shelves.
Yep, Voltage is the only one.
Losing availability, though, in some areas.
Yeah.
Diet Supernova never actually got a permanent release at all. So it won permanency, but then before it was re-released, they confirmed that it was just getting an 8-week LTO run.
Yeah. Bottles of the Diet Supernova post Fandumonium are actually more hard to find than the ones during Fandumonium.
Just because that run was so short.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a flavor getting robbed? It's Diet Supernova. I digress. Whiteout, it had 10 years on the shelf, but it's gone. And Pitch Black.
Pitch Black is also gone.
But
it's coming back, kind of.
But I think it's one of those things that just, the flavors come out and then they don't perform well, so Pepsi naturally pulls them, and every single time it's Pepsi lied. It should have been permanent. It's supposed to be permanent. False advertising. And I think they just want to reduce that negativity in their community. And I think what better way than to stop doing those competitions that aren't promising something that people think they are.
What about this question from DJ_TBG? Why can't an apple-flavored Mountain Dew survive? Thrashed apple is on the way out.
At the
Diet Crave lost Democracy. which was actually Fandumonium, and green labels discontinued, etc., etc. So just want to say that Thrashed Apple is not on the way out anymore. It was at one point, now it's not.
Yeah, I believe it was at the time that the question was submitted. Thankfully, that's changed. But I think it's still a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
How do you feel about that, Darn?
So, I think the labels being discontinued, it wasn't just Green Label that got robbed. It was also the other labels, as well as just everything else from that era of Mountain Dew.
Spiked.
Yep, spiked. Diet Crave losing Fandumonium. I don't know. I just think that there was more appealing options.
The thing with Diet Crave, I think Diet Crave and Diet Flare were both set up to fail, to be completely honest with you. Diet Crave got 7th place out of 8. The problem with it was there was 8 options to vote from, and you didn't get to try them, unlike Democracy and Decision. When it was just the 8 that you were voting on, you just voted and the top 2 released in stores. So, when you have Diet Supernova, Diet Voltage, Diet Whiteout, Diet Typhoon, Diet Ultraviolet, and Diet Distortion, diet versions of flavors that everyone has tried, put up against
Diet Ultraviolet.
It came out in 2009 before Fandumonium.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
But when you put all those up against flavors that nobody has tried, I think it kind of sets them up for failure,
Yeah.
I think
that makes sense.
I think it's less of it being an apple flavor and just it being too unknown and everyone wanting Supernova to get revenge on Voltage.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Thrashed Apple is a green apple flavored. I just don't like green apple flavors that much, and I feel like a lot of people aren't a huge fan of green apple flavored drinks, but a lot of people like them.
It's definitely polarizing.
So at least the option's still there for the people that like them.
Right.
I just wish that they did something else with it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Question by Spiritual Exit 8891. Do you think OG Dew is the most popular because of the taste, or simply because it has been around so long?
I love this question.
It is just the most neutral.
I'm kind of leaning yes as well.
It is, it has been around for so long, and I guess there's so many Mountain Dew options. Where better to start than the original? Plus, it's the most available. It's the easiest to get for everyone.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I definitely think that flavors being around for a long time has an impact on how they view the flavor. Particularly, I think that's why people are so fond of Livewire.
Yeah.
But I do think that a lot of people sleep on the flavor of original Mountain Dew. I haven't drank it a whole lot, but then when I go back to it, I find myself saying, why don't I get this more often?
Yeah, I'm drinking real sugar right now, and I'm thinking the same exact thing. What store/restaurant without an exclusive Dew is the most likely to receive one? By Mr. Eccles. Eccles? I don't know.
Most likely, we can't really contribute to that. We can speculate, who could get exclusives. Do you have any that come to mind, Dar?
Not particularly. Maybe Pizza Hut, because Pizza Hut is owned by Yum, which is where most of the exclusives are, because they have KFC Sweet Lightning and, of course, Taco Bell Baja Blast.
Right.
So why not Pizza Hut as well?
I think that is definitely one. I've seen a lot of people say Little Caesars. They'd like to see an exclusive app, but I don't think Little Caesars does fountain drinks.
No, they don't do fountain drinks, but they do have bottled drinks. That'd be really cool to have an exclusive bottled drink at Little Caesars.
And they sell 2 liters, and it isn't unprecedented to have a flavor exclusive to 2-liter bottles.
Yep. Uproar has 2-liter bottles, so why not?
True.
Yeah.
I would like to see Target get an exclusive. Target is one of those one of those brands that is sort of, I don't think it's in all 50 states, but it's pretty well nationwide. I think, Walmart is in the exclusive game. I think Target could get in there too.
I honestly don't feel like Target would get one.
Really?
No, I feel like Target is just kind of like upper class sort of store, and Mountain Dew just doesn't feel like an upper class drink, if that makes any sense.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like they could possibly get like a different PepsiCo exclusive drink, but not Mountain Dew.
Like an exclusive starry flavor.
Yeah, they could. I do see them more likely getting an exclusive Starry, an exclusive Bubbly, or just an exclusive Pepsi. But I don't see them getting an exclusive Mountain Dew anytime soon.
Pepsi Lime exclusive to Target.
Wow, that'd be.
This portion of today's episode of the Team Supernova podcast is brought to you by Snackbuster by Panox. Snackbuster, unfortunately, is closing down very soon, but right now you can use promo code CLOSING to save 10% off of your order. Snackbuster offers lots of exotic snacks and sodas, including Mountain Dew, Uranova, and Mountain Dew Original from other countries. So if you are looking to try different flavors of Mountain Dew from different countries or different snacks from different countries, now is a great opportunity. You can use promo code CLOSING once again for 10% off your order. Be sure to get it in before Snackbuster is gone for good. We are back with more of the Team Supernova podcast, where we are answering your submitted questions to the Mountain Dew subreddit. Darn, what question we got next?
You Should Run Man asks 2 questions. The first one is, has there ever been other mascots for flavors? In Halloween, we have Grim for voodoo flavors. Do you think we will see more for other holidays? Or has that not worked in the past? I'm not sure exactly what this person's asking, because we definitely have mascots for a lot of flavors of Mountain Dew. Yeah. Because last year, when they updated the designs, we got a Godzilla-like creature for Code Red, a mad scientist for Voltage, a Phoenix for Livewire, and there's just a lot more mascots, like the apples and the tree on Thrashed Apple, Sparky on Flamin' Hot. Well, Sparky's actually the mascot for the Flamin' Hot brand in general, but he's on the Mountain Dew as well.
Now, what they could mean, maybe they mean a mascot more in terms of marketing. Voodoo Grim has their own Twitter account, and they appear in a lot of advertisements and that kind of thing. Now, if that's what you mean, You Should Run Man, I don't really see that working for other holidays.
Yeah.
Part of why I say that is just because, first of all, you talk about Christmas. The Christmas flavors have been so wildly different. We went from Merry Mashup to Gingerbread Snapped to Fruitquake, and next year we have Cobra Cane. So I don't know that we could have a mascot that would really fit all of those flavors like Voodoo Grim fits for just mystery.
Yeah, because all the Voodoos, they have the same theme of being a candy, a mystery candy. And And since they're all a mystery, they could have the same branding.
Yeah, I think that magic would be hard to recreate with any other holiday. The only one that I could think of that would be close would be Baja Blast, but I don't think Baja Blast needs a mascot to succeed. It's Baja Blast.
Yeah, it's Baja Blast. It'll succeed no matter what.
So what was the second question on that one?
The second question is, what is your favorite Dew accessory you own? So like a clothing, giveaway item, etc.
That's tough for me.
For me, I think it's got to be my Spark hoodie. So I was sent a Spark hoodie by Dew Canada on Instagram. And it's a nice hoodie. Yeah, it's pink. It has the Spark logo. It's awesome. But I also, probably second place would be the Baja Blast shirt I got at Hot Topic.
That one is really cool.
Yeah. They recently updated it to have the 2021 Baja Blast design language.
Yeah.
And like the tie-dye pattern's really cool. It's just awesome.
For me, gosh, this is tough. I have a set of glasses, drinking glasses, that I was sent back from the Back by Popular Demand promo, that they have the flavor logos etched into the glass. There's Pitch Black, Typhoon, Voltage, Livewire, Whiteout, Code Red. Those I really like. Supernova as well. Those are really cool. It's hard for me to pick a favorite just because I've had so much that Mountain Dew has sent me over the years. Recency bias, but Hard Mountain Dew recently sent me a lot of merch that I really enjoy. They sent me some koozies, they sent me some baseball hats, and they sent me a shirt I really like. But I'm kind of copping out here, but it's very difficult for me to pick a favorite.
That's true, because you have a lot of merch, so it's hard to pick a favorite.
Yep.
J Smith 2925 asks, what is the most prominent memory that comes to your mind when you take that first sip of Mountain Dew? What memory do you associate that crisp taste with?
I'll let you. Do you have?
I don't really get a particular memory when I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
Voltage specifically, I will say, reminds me of a lot of times that when I was in school, years and years ago, but back to 2011, 2012, when I used to go over to my friends' houses and we would hang out for the weekend, we'd always go and pick up a 12-pack of Voltage and we'd get pizza rolls. And we would just thrive and play Call of Duty and Guitar Hero all weekend. And I associate the flavor of Voltage with that very much.
Guitar Hero is a good game.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good answer to that question.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't really answer that question. I don't have a lot of memories when it comes to Mountain Dew, other than the one I've already mentioned.
I'm sure, since you said, that you've gotten into the fandom in the last couple of years, I'm sure as time goes on, I bet you'll have, if a new pineapple flavor comes out, I bet that'll remind you of times that you had when you were drinking Baja Flash or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Acrobatic Struggle 4 is convinced that Mountain Dew flavors, depending on if they're in a can, a bottle, or from fountain, taste different. And we really want to answer this one, but we're actually going to save it for an entire episode.
It's an excellent question.
Yeah, really good question.
I want to go on this one.
A lot of stuff we could do with it, so we're going to save it for another episode.
But thank you for the fantastic question.
Yeah. All right. Seductive Goose asks, what would you do for your favorite discontinued Dew to come back?
Congratulations, by the way, Seductive Goose, another winner of the cookbook.
Yep.
Well, what I would do is I would tag Mountain Dew every day in a tweet, Facebook post, Instagram post, TikTok post, and use the hashtag bring back Supernova. In theory, hypothetically, that's what I'd do.
For me, I'm actually more interested in what's to come rather than what we're losing, what we lost.
Definitely.
I look more forward to the future than the past, so I wouldn't really do much. Like, my favorite discontinued do would probably be like Baja Flash, but I could recreate that decently easy by just taking like Baja Gold and adding coconut to it.
That's definitely fair. You know, as much as I love Supernova and am eager for the hopefully eventual day that it's brought back. You know, it's been 10 years since it's been on shelves. I think it was on shelves in 2012 or 2013 in Canada. And that's fine with me. You know, I don't get discouraged by other flavors coming out, and I don't let the fact that it's not my favorite flavor stop me from enjoying all the new innovative flavors. They're definitely great.
Not naming names, but there are a lot of people in the community that tend to be really upset when new flavors come out, especially if they're weird, because they're not their favorite. So why should they make new flavors if the old ones are gone?
Yep.
But like, they're gone for a reason.
Yep. And innovation is good.
Yeah, innovation's good. I like them doing weird stuff with it. I hope they continue to do weird stuff with it, but also like some grounded stuff is cool too.
Now, just out of curiosity, to make this question a little bit more fun, real quick for you. Darn, if they told you, if you run a marathon, we'll bring back distortion, would you?
I actually haven't had distortion, but because of how much I am dedicated to lime soda, I think I would actually have to take them up on that. But there's not, since they're not going to bring back distortion under that condition, I'm not going to do it. Jake Reddit was taken asks, if you had to choose one of the flavors tested at Mountain Dew Outpost and one of the flavors tested for the diet only voting thing besides diet voltage to become a permanent flavor, what would you pick? So I'm assuming that was referring to Fandumonium.
Right.
Out of Dew Outpost, I'm actually quite interested in the Huckleberry one.
Really?
Yeah, I once had a Pepsi mixed with huckleberry syrup. That was really good. I'd love to have that in a Mountain Dew as well.
So for me, for the Outpost, I'll give my answer for the Outpost, and then we can move on to the Fandumonium. For me, for the Outpost, I gotta go with the pickle Dew.
I'm really interested in trying that one.
Yeah,
But I feel like I would enjoy the huckleberry one more.
I just love the weird, crazy flavors, you know, and the person that was the Outpost Ranger at the Outpost, I don't know if you saw this, Darn, had posted on the subreddit, and they mentioned that the top two flavors at the Outpost for the whole week were Summer Pop and Pickle.
Yeah. I feel like Summer Pop, we could say that, but that's already coming out as Summer Freeze. Well, pretty much anyway.
Yeah.
It could be a bit different, but they're pretty much the same idea.
Definitely.
And then for Fandumonium, I don't think I've tried any of them aside from like Voltage and Whiteout.
Right.
What were the flavors again? There was like
we've got
Typhoon,
Diet Supernova, Diet Voltage, Diet Whiteout, Diet Flare, which Diet Flare was berry citrus.
Very citrus, very descriptive.
Yeah, we have Typhoon, we have Ultraviolet, which is mixed berry, we have Distortion, and we have Diet Crave, which was specifically green apple Diet Dew.
So I feel like Diet Crave would probably be one of the less interesting ones to bring back because we already have Thrashed Apple.
Right.
Although it would probably be a different way. It would be done a different way, wouldn't it?
Right.
Plus, it would be diet, but
Realistically, I think at this point, if they were to bring one back from Fandumonium, it'd probably be zero sugar.
oh yeah, zero sugar Supernova. I feel like is the most
Ooh.
likely because Supernova already won that one.
Yep.
So, why
You know
not?
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, I know you know that that's the one that you would pick.
Yep. You know,
Uh,
I don't think they would do this just because of reasons we discussed in an earlier question. But what I would love to see, you know, Voltage won, Democracy won. Then Fandumonium was Diet Supernova versus Diet Voltage. And Supernova won that one. So technically, you know, Supernova's won 1, Voltage has won 1. What I would love to see in a perfect world, let's get a zero sugar competition. Let's get Supernova zero sugar versus Voltage zero sugar for all the marbles. That would
That'd
be
be
exciting.
really cool. Yeah.
But I don't think they'll do that.
I think for me, I might choose either ultraviolet or flare. I just like berry flavored stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Although,
They're definitely good at their berry flavors.
yeah.
I will mention, overall, Flare got 4th, finishing above Typhoon and Diet Ultraviolet in the voting for Fandumonium.
Well, there you have it. Typhoon's a failure flavor.
True.
All right. Next question by Epic Creeper TNT. I should mention this is another winner of the cookbook giveaway.
Congrats.
So there's 3 questions.
We love it.
1, what flavor would you like to see Mountain Dew attempt?
All right. I think for me, I would like to see Mountain Dew attempt a blueberry flavor.
Yeah. Blueberry is a good flavor to have.
What about, do you agree with me or what do you think?
Well, it's a good flavor. I'm actually not a huge fan of blueberry,
Okay.
but it definitely has its fans, and I think it would be great to have one. Although it would probably get confused with Voltage a lot because you know how Voltage gets confused with other blue flavors.
Ooh, you know what? Actually, I want to change my answer. I would like to see Mountain Dew make a tiger blood flavor.
Ooh.
For those of you who don't know, tiger blood is sweet watermelon, strawberry, and coconut.
I don't think I've had anything tiger blood actually.
I
That
just
sounds
think
really good.
the combination of those flavors, ooh, that could be a Baja spinoff. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with the
That-
coconut. We need more
that could be-
coconut Mountain Dews.
And I think tiger's blood is a good way to bring in some subtle coconut without being too overwhelming. I think that could be really good.
Yeah, a lot of people really didn't like how overwhelming Baja Flash had the coconut.
Yep. I remember
Um,
people said that tasted like suntan lotion, and I never understood that.
Yeah, I don't drink suntan lotion, so I don't think I could agree with
You
that.
cannot confirm.
Cannot confirm, unfortunately. But if Baja Flash tastes like suntan lotion, well, shit, I guess I gotta go with some suntan lotion.
All right, part 2.
oh. Yeah. What is your all-time least favorite flavor of Mountain Dew?
I feel like we are not going to agree with this one. I'll let you take it first.
All right. I have two of them. One of them probably less controversial. One of them is very controversial. So I'll start with Kickstart Grape. I'm just not a fan of grape soda in general. I like Pitch Black, but like Kickstart Grape just tastes horrible to me.
Yep. There's a lot of people that agree with you on that one.
My second is going to rile some feathers. Citrus cherry. Yeah. I know a lot of people would disagree with me there, but to me, it just tastes like Flintstones vitamins. Also, for the record, I have not tried the full sugar formulation of it. I've only tried 2 half diet versions of it. The one that's like bottled by Whispack, and then the
Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah, the Dr. Disrespect. They both have the same taste that I just don't like about it.
I could see why you would not like it. I can respect that.
It's not like I don't like cherry. I love Code Red, but
yeah, just not citrus cherry.
Just not citrus cherry. It just ain't for me.
So for me, mine, I also have 2 that I would say are my least favorite, and one of them I mentioned in the last episode, so I won't dwell on that one too long. One of them is Cake Smash.
Yeah.
Which I explained why I don't like that one. My least favorite Mountain Dew flavor of all time is Baja Blast Energy.
Yeah, I disagree with you there.
The reason, and yeah, I know a lot of people do really like it. Part of it for me is just I don't get any Baja Blast taste from it. And that really, I went in with such high expectations for that flavor, and I was just pushed off a bridge with those expectations.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. It's just not as Baja Blast tasting as it should be. I really like it, but I do see its flaws.
Like, especially, I would say, and I know you weren't particularly a fan of it, but I would say Code Red Energy is more Code Red tasting than Baja Blast Energy is Baja Blast tasting.
I gotta say, it's warmed up to me, but
Really?
I think I prefer Baja Energy over Code Red Energy, though.
The one thing I will say is I know a lot of people didn't like Baja Blast Energy because there was white grape juice in it. That doesn't bother me. You know, the whole line has white grape juice.
Yeah.
It's just not it for me.
All right. And then the third part of this question is, what's your favorite theme of Mountain Dew flavors? So like 4th of July, Voodoo, Christmas, Baja, etc.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Because for me, I almost don't generally like the theming if they lean too hard into it. You know what I mean? I don't want to upset people too much, but I will go on record and say I am not a fan of the 4th of July theming.
Yeah. I mean, they all kind of have that same issue of just kind of tasting very like you just mixed a bunch of shit in one can, you know?
I hope Summer Freeze breaks away from that.
Yeah.
But I guess if I had to pick a theming that is my favorite, I gotta go with the Baja spinoffs.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I have a lot of I really like the Bajas, but last year's fell flat for me.
That's fair.
Like Baja Gold was just underwhelming, disappointing.
Yeah.
Baja Mango Gem was good, but it wasn't as good as the ones before it. And I hope that like next year with the guava and the passion fruit, they kind of get back onto the train of being in a good line. I really want the Baja line to succeed.
I agree.
The Christmas flavors have been pretty good though. Like I've consistently enjoyed all of the Christmas flavors, I'd say.
I
Probably
think
more than the other ones.
A lot of people probably wouldn't agree with that, but
Oh no.
I don't disagree with you. I know a lot of people are upset that they don't continue to just bring back Merry Mashup. But Merry Mashup is a good flavor, but I don't think we need it 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy the Christmas flavors. They've been doing some crazy things with them, and I can get behind that.
Oh yeah, I guess they've been the most consistently crazy recently.
That's a good way of saying it. You know, because Voodoo kind of plays it safe. You know,
Yeah.
they stay within the confines of Halloween candy. Depending on who you ask, the first 3 tasted very similar to each other. 4 different, but
Yeah, 4 is a sign that they might be changing that, might be going a bit more wild with them, and I hope that they continue.
yes.
They continue that trend into the 5th and potentially future installments.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping.
All right. What do we got next?
So this one's kind of more of a factual question. I mean, how far in advance are new dew flavors planned? And also, how is it determined old school flavors get to come back? By Cats Rock Tubas.
I love that username.
So, like we said, we're not Mountain Dew. We don't know. Best we could do is speculate.
Which we will. But
Yeah. I'd say that like we usually get leaks in like August for the next year. Like, we get like these big leaks. I think we learned about like Pitch Black, Typhoon in August, as well as like Honeydew, but those were canceled.
it's really weird because Pitch Black, and I don't think a good amount of the community knew about this. I found out about the Pitch Black leak in April. But there was so much unknown about it at that time. All I knew was Pitch Black is coming back. And, you know, then we had a certain individual who we won't name come in and spew a lot of misinformation about that. 3 new flavors on July 4th. It's one of those things. It seems like this year was very different because we didn't know about Fruitquake until, what was it, like April or May of this year?
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
But then this year we've already had next year's Christmas flavor leaked, so it kind of seems like it's hard to even speculate. Sometimes I think they take it by quarter basis, and then sometimes, you know, they just lay out the roadmap and roll with it. I think part of it, though, is, you know, when they were planning out this year's in 2021, I think they were still feeling the impacts of COVID and the aluminum shortage impacting their ability and how they do LTOs and all that. And I think, you know, as we're hopefully getting all of that behind us, they're having more of an ability to start planning this stuff in advance again.
Yeah. I'd say just like a year with an asterisk. A year in advance with an asterisk, because plans always change. Yeah, that's really all I could say. And I guess how is it determined what old school flavors get to come back? I couldn't tell you at all.
The only thing that I could say on that is, you know, the Mountain Dew Energy ran a poll on Twitter to see what flavors they would like to be made into a Mountain Dew Energy flavor. Pitch Black won that by a long shot. But, you know,
Voltage got second.
I'd love a Voltage Energy. That would be amazing. But I think outside of that, they really just... And this might shock some people. They do listen to the fans. I think a lot of it is just them looking at what people are talking about, you know? I have heard from people high up in Pepsi that, you know, they have people that check the subreddit. They have people that are in the Discord. Like, they know what we're talking about and what we like and what we don't like.
Yeah. Mountain Dew is a very fan-forward brand compared to a lot of others.
Definitely. All right, well, what do we got next?
Have you tried making anything from the cookbook? How was it? If not, what do you think looks like the best recipe? By Wizard Jackson without vowels.
Darn, I think you've had a little bit more time with the cookbook. I'll let you field this question if you'd like
I've
to.
actually only tried one thing so far, which was the Livewire orange chicken nuggets.
That sounds good.
They were really good. Yeah, I totally recommend them.
That sounds fantastic. That also kind of answers Quickfire Demon's question about best recipe from the cookbook.
Yeah. Are there any sodas currently on the market that you would want Mountain Dew to acquire and rebrand as Mountain Dew by Chwabu Wabu, who also won a cookbook?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Darn, your thoughts on this one?
I'm actually not sure. A lot of sodas on the market, but I don't feel like any of them would be Mountain Dew enough.
Yeah, I can think of one that I'd like to kind of be reversed to have. I'll just say it instead of trying to explain it. But I would like to see Rockstar have flavors inspired by Mountain Dew flavors. And they're both owned by Pepsi. Like, imagine a Rockstar punched Baja Blast.
Yeah, they should do that instead of having a whole Mountain Dew energy lineup, I feel.
It disappoints me that Pepsi owns Rockstar, and Rockstar just constantly goes so hard with the innovation and the great flavors, and then Mountain Dew Energy is just kind of there. They're getting better. I'll give them that, but
they're getting better, but they're not Rockstar.
When you compare it to Rockstar, like, let's see some Rockstar X Mountain Dew action.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Just like inter-brand collaborations would be sick. Even just like, I don't know, making some sort of, well, I guess they kind of did that with Flamin' Hot. They used the Flamin' Hot Frito-Lay brand in Mountain Dew. Wonder if they could do any of the reverse, make chips based on Mountain Dew flavors.
That's true. They did do what was that, in New Zealand? They did the Mountain Dew. Was it Doritos?
Doritos. Yeah, they were Doritos. I
never
haven't tried
got to
those. Yeah. And I think there was also like this mystery Dorito flavor that was also inspired by Mountain Dew in the United States.
Interesting.
Yeah. But maybe they could do like, I don't know, live wire ruffles. Stuff like that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential there.
But I wouldn't say any sodas that Mountain Dew should take over.
Yeah, I think on that.
Mountain Dew's kind of its own thing.
Yeah. Biggest thing I think of when I see that question is just Rockstar X Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Sorry we couldn't directly answer your question, but I think that's the best that we could do with that.
Yeah.
Here's a quick question we could do.
All right.
By Mountain Dew the Dew, spelled MTN. How excited are you guys about Summer Freeze?
Incredibly.
Summer Freeze, there's most people are probably more hyped for it than I am, but I'm definitely curious about it.
I will say there's a lot of people saying that it is rebranded Liberty Brew.
Or rebranded Dew SA.
It's not.
No.
It's its own flavor.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, well, Dew SA is red, white, and blue. Summer Freeze is red, white, and blue combined. Why? They're the same thing. And I'm like, dude, have you even tried any blue Mountain Dew flavors that aren't voltage? They don't taste the same as voltage.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I'm very excited for Summer Freeze. I really hope it tastes like Mountain Dew's take on Faygo Firework. That would be perfection to me.
Yeah. I will say, last time I had Faygo Firework, I didn't like it that much, but that was before I really delved into like the more sour kind of sodas like Spark.
Yeah. And we are back with more of answering your questions that you submitted on our Mountain Dew. We got Tebow and Darn here.
Yep.
Darn, what question
All
we got
right.
next?
So, the United Eggs inquires, why is it that Mountain Dew creates exclusive flavors to certain countries? Is it simply not likely for certain flavors to work well in certain areas of the world? Or is it a shipping problem? So, I'm guessing the flavors they're referring to are like Euronova and Passion Fruit Frenzy specifically. I'm guessing. Which I wouldn't say it's a shipping problem.
Yeah,
I think it's more just that the company that operates Mountain Dew in those countries, they decide to make their own flavors. So like,
yeah,
Passion Fruit Frenzy, I'm guessing passion fruits are just more popular, or passion fruit flavored products are more popular in New Zealand. So like, well, why not have a passion fruit flavored Mountain Dew?
well, we will soon.
Oh yeah, that's true. We're gonna have Baja passion fruit, and then there's Supernova in Europe, currently in Finland. I think at one point it was in Denmark.
Yep.
But it is strawberry lemon with not strawberry, raspberry lemon. I think they just had the assets for Supernova. They're like, why not just make a flavor for it, even though it's not the same flavor as Supernova is supposed to be.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that Mountain Dew in different countries don't really work in tandem with each other.
Yeah.
Like Mountain Dew US doesn't offer to ship Mountain Dew Canada Code Red. Darn probably wishes they did. But
yeah,
they don't work together in any capacity like that.
Well, I think they're just like, okay, so like Mountain Dew USA is like, okay, Mountain Dew Canada, we're releasing Mountain Dew Spark this year, so we'll send you like resources to be able to create it in like your Canadian bottling plants and all that. Great, have fun.
And then Mountain Dew Canada makes the decision if they want to do that.
Yeah, and then like if it doesn't sell well, they'll be like, okay, then we're discontinuing it in Canada. Or maybe they could be like, oh, we haven't had a new flavor in a while. Why don't we just make like a berry twister or whatever?
Yep. The exclusive to Canada that we did not talk about in our exclusive episode.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about that. I have not tried it.
I haven't either.
It was Circle K exclusive on Fountain.
Yep.
A lot of people say it's like has like a melon taste to it. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that the reason why they do that is simply because they feel like it. The company that in those countries, they just feel like it and they do it.
Yeah. All right.
And Shui asks, how do you think Mountain Dew comes up with their flavors and naming scheme? Which is an interesting question.
It is. My answer is going to be not great. The only thing that I can think of is that they have a very talented team of just insanely creative people. They come up with some names and artwork that I would never have thought of.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them in the past are kind of like just like galactic or like just electricity, space themed names, but more recently they've kind of tied them more into the flavors.
Yep.
Like
Thrashed apple.
Yeah, thrashed apple. They just came up like with an adjective and then apple.
Yeah.
It's like thrashed apple, kind of like thrash metal sort of inspired, with the artwork as well being of like a band playing some metal.
Or
And
even
Major Melon as
Yeah.
well. It's like Major in an army. That's a melon.
Or even the last two Christmas flavors are kind of just play on words of the flavor. You got gingerbread snapped and fruit quake.
Yeah. There's a lot of puns there.
I will mention Democracy 2, the Dew Labs got to vote and pick the names for Distortion, Typhoon, and Whiteout. I know
yeah,
there
that's
was
right.
alternate names for those, and I don't remember what they are.
I
peek to
do
that later.
know that Typhoon could have been called Cyclone, which is also another flavor that exists.
I think one of them was Rainstorm as well.
Hmm.
I know they were all weather related. I think one was Hurricane too, which I'm not particularly surprised they didn't go with that one. But
This is a question that is very... This is very much a question that was written. You've done game-related releases before. Have any chance of, say, a Baldur's Gate 3 or potentially a Dragona Age Dreadwild tie-in flavor by I Fight Monsters? We're not due, so we can't really answer that one. Those games also aren't nearly as popular in the Dew community as like Call of Duty, so I wouldn't really say that those have a chance.
yeah, as a whole, I think they're kind of not doing game tie-ins in the way that they used to, in 2007 all the way up until like 2016, they had game tie-ins almost every year with the Game Fuel spin-offs. But
Yeah.
they stopped doing those. Mainly they were revolving around shooters, a lot of them being Call of Duty, Halo. I think there was Titanfall for Mango Heat.
Yeah.
The biggest out
Those
there
kinds of games.
being that they had tie-ins for World of Warcraft, which that brought one of my favorite flavors out. But for the most part, I think they are not really doing tie-ins anymore, except for darn you and I's favorite promotion to ever grace
yes.
the internet, the Call of Duty double XP promotion codes.
It's actually dual 2XP because there's two different types of dual XP you're getting. You're getting weapon XP as well as player XP.
Excuse me.
You should get that right. You're not a real Call of Duty gamer, Tebow.
Yeah, I'm a fake gamer.
You're a fake fan. I can't believe this. SMH my head. This is so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's our
User-submitted
last user-submitted question.
So, on that note, we had some other questions just that we wanted to, talk about that I know are frequent criticisms or points of conversation just when we talk about the subreddit. So let's just dive right into those. I'll mainly pose the questions to you, Darn, and then you can answer it and we can kick off discussion from there. So the first question, and I think the question that probably is in the heads of our Mountain Dew users the most often is, what's up with the Megathreads?
So, I think a few years back, the moderation team had an ultimatum of what to do with, people making posts about, like, where do I find this? Because they were flooding the subreddit. And the outcome was that posts like that were banned, and also that people would need a location for posts about finding a dew in a particular area. So if you found like Code Red Zero, you'd have to put like the state and the store you got it from.
That kind of leads in to the next question. Why do we so heavily enforce that Dew fines have to have a location rule?
Yeah, well, it's because like the quality of the posts, like if you're posting, oh shit, I found fucking whiteout, people are gonna ask, where did you find whiteout? So we're taking out the middleman of people asking where'd you find it. You just have to say where you found it, or else your post will get removed.
Nothing is more frustrating than having someone say, hey, I found this flavor a month and a half early, and then everyone wants to know where it is, and OP is gone, and they don't respond to any of the comments. Like that is just, that's frustrating.
Exactly. And there's so many flavors that are just hard to come by. Whiteout, citrus cherry. Some of the kickstarts I hear are getting harder to find.
Yep.
Yeah. And
the
just a lot
flavors.
of fountain drinks. Like goji citrus.
Yep.
Yeah.
With that, on the note of Megathreads, I do want to mention, if you are on our Mountain Dew, you have to sort by hot, or you will not see the Megathreads at all.
Yeah. If you're on the new Reddit, there's also on the side, there's important posts, and the top two will always be the current information board and the current Dew finding Megathread. I don't put those links anywhere else because I have to update them monthly, and I don't use old Reddit. So if you use old Reddit, you're not going to get as good of an experience from us. If you use old Reddit and you're aware that it's not as good of an experience, good for you. But just know that new Reddit is what the moderators are actively working on. So
right,
it'll be always the more up-to-date version of it with all the up-to-date information on what's going on.
So the next question that has came out recently, I see people talking about it a lot. What is the subreddit's stance on posts that showcase hoarding? Like someone buying 86 packs of thrashed apple.
Not naming names, but yeah, someone has bought 86 packs of thrashed apple upon learning that it has been discontinued. Not anymore, but it was discontinued at one point.
Right.
Or about to be phased out.
Right.
So it's kind of a hard question to answer because hoarding, there's a lot of aspects to it. There's a lot of people on the subreddit that openly hoard.
Yep.
And honestly, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do about it. But
it's definitely an evolving situation.
It is, yeah. It's an evolving situation. I might put out an ultimatum poll, which we haven't done in a long time. This might be the first ultimatum post that I've made. But at least my personal stance is that, like, if it's brand new and people really want it, I don't think that we should encourage people to hoard new flavors, because then like that'll just make other Dew fans in your area will have a harder time getting it.
Like when Pitch Black comes back.
Yeah, when Pitch Black comes back, that'll definitely be an issue that I am predicting we might have to do something about that before Pitch Black's launch. But yeah,
but on the other hand, if Mountain Dew Mango Jim is on clearance for $1.99, I don't think you're doing anyone any harm by clearing out the store.
No, exactly. If it's past the dates of being discontinued or just late in the cycle in general, then sure, go ahead. Especially because like no one's buying it in your area, so why not just clear it out? Yeah. It'll make the store happy because they're making money. Make Pepsi guy happy because he doesn't have to see old cans when he's putting up new ones.
Yep.
You're happy because you have a shit ton of Mango Gem.
Yeah, I think at that point it's a win-win-win.
Exactly. There's no point in getting mad at people who hoard discontinued flavors.
Yeah. It's
Then-
one of those things that if you wanted to try it, you should have tried it earlier in the promotion.
Exactly. Nothing's permanent in Mountain Dew.
Yep.
If you haven't tried it, you should try it. Unless you don't want to try it, then you'll probably never try it.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's why I like to try as much flavors as possible while I still can.
So the next,
Especially like if you try Flamin' Hot late into the promotion, you realize, oh, this is actually good. But then like everyone bought it all and you're out of luck.
Yep. So the next question is a question that we get on the subreddit a lot.
Yeah.
Darn, I know it's your favorite question.
Yeah.
Can I have a Call of Duty code?
So, no. But we should probably talk about this a bit more in detail because it's a promotion that comes back every year. And this year in particular, we've had a lot of issue with that promotion because it's absolutely flooded the subreddit. So we've actually banned posts about people asking for Call of Duty codes and instead have a mega thread for that.
It's never been this bad before, has it?
No, I mean, I haven't been actively looking at the subreddit this time last year, though, but I don't remember it being that bad. I probably would know if it was that bad, but it was. Yeah.
But yeah, please, no posting about the codes. Use the mega thread.
Yeah, I think we are currently rewriting the rules, and we're definitely going to include a section about Call of Duty codes.
Yes.
So while they are on topic with Mountain Dew, a lot of people aren't even talking about Mountain Dew codes. They're like, oh, I'll trade a Burger King code for a Jack Link's code. Those aren't Mountain Dew.
Which that at its core is also against the rules because trading is not allowed.
That is right. Yeah, we've recently, well, not recently, but like earlier this year, buying, selling, and trading has been banned. And like people are selling these Call of Duty codes for like $15 a pop. Good lord.
When you
That's
can
a
just
code that you're getting for free. You could mail them. You could mail them to get the rewards for free. That is absolutely just not okay in my book.
Well, and if you're one of the people that's buying one of the codes, why not just go buy a 20-ounce bottle of soda?
Yeah. They're $2, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm taking such an extreme stance against these codes, because there's so much going on with them, and I just don't want that in our subreddit.
It's also one of those things that I think there's a lot more people asking for the codes and not as many people giving the codes.
Yeah, people that are giving the codes, they're charging money for them.
Yeah, and we don't want any of that in our subreddit.
Exactly.
So on that note, the biggest question that I thought of that has been a recent topic of debate is what is the deal with us going 1984 and hiding the comet Karma?
Yeah. So for those out of the loop, Reddit has a feature where you could hide Reddit karma on a subreddit for a certain amount of time. And we set it so that 24 hours you won't be able to see karma on a comment. And we do this, like the biggest reason why we did this, actually Tebow suggested that we do this, was because there's so many people that use downvoting as a weapon. When they see an opinion they disagree with, they just downvote bomb it. And then people, when they see a negative number, they want that negative number to be even lower. So they downvote it. And then like eventually you're at like minus 200 for saying that you like Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew.
Or for asking a question.
Yeah. And that is not what downvotes are for. What Reddit says upvoting and downvoting are for is not for disagreeing opinions. It is about how much someone adds to a conversation. So if you're asking, like, if you're saying that you like something, why should that be downvoted, you know?
Yeah.
Or if you don't like something.
If I ask what, if the post is about the flavors for what released in 2022 and someone comes in and says, I really like Flaming Hot, they shouldn't get downvoted because you disagree with them.
Exactly. And like, people need to learn how to agree to disagree.
Yes.
So
I feel like hiding the comment karma has done a lot of good for the subreddit.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna turn it off anytime soon.
No.
To be completely honest.
Yeah, we haven't seen nearly as many like highly downvoted comments. I think we saw one, but that was like someone who was kind of being a dick, so that was pretty
it was justified downvoting.
Yeah. Which, if someone's being a dick, yeah, you should downvote them because they are being a dick.
Yep. But not for difference of opinion.
No, if you disagree with them, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just don't downvote because of opinions.
Now, if they're actively spreading misinformation, yeah, downvote them, report them.
Yeah, report them too, because misinformation is a big issue on our subreddit, and we don't want that. So please report it, and we'll take care of it.
Yep. Speaking of reporting, though, people posting reviews is not spam.
Nope.
People posting photos of their Mountain Dew is not spam.
People posting photos of themselves with Mountain Dew is not spam.
Let's please not abuse the report button and say it's spam.
Yeah. A report button is there when you think a post needs to be removed. If you disagree with them, do not report them.
Yes.
If they're being a dick, though, please report them.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you report a moderator's post, we're probably not going to take our own posts down.
No.
But we see you.
Yep, we'll see you. Because all of the moderators see all reports, so keep that in mind.
So is there anything else that comes to mind for you, Darn, that you'd want to talk about in just the realm of the subreddit?
Not necessarily. I will say, though, look out in early January. We're going to be updating the branding to be pitch black themed. I think I'm really proud of that
icon looks great.
Yeah, the icon and like the banner I made. I think you're gonna love it. Everyone I've showed it to loves it, so
I definitely gotta agree with that one.
Yeah. If you have any suggestions, please send them in mod mail.
Yes.
Or just like message me. If you know how to message me, you know how to message me.
And definitely, we don't want anyone to feel like we are going to ban them for having constructive criticism.
No.
There was some sort of rumor going around that we just willy-nilly ban people because they don't agree with us, and that is just fundamentally not true. We have channels that are open for people even to anonymously reach out to us, right? You can anonymously send mod mail?
I'm not sure if you can, actually. I think we could reply anonymously, but I don't think you could send it to us anonymously, unfortunately. But
I'll have to check it out. But either way, there are channels that we want you to utilize if there are concerns or ideas or feedback in general with the subreddit. Please feel free to utilize those resources.
For sure.
But on that note, I think that's all of our questions that we had for the show about the subreddit. And from you, thank you everyone who submitted those questions. I had a lot of fun answering them.
Yep. And once again, Fusion Pats, Seductive Goose, Epic Creeper TNT, and Chwabu Wabu, you all, congratulations, won the Mountain Dew cookbook. I've messaged you on my Reddit account, /DornDoodly. So, yeah,
The only
that's all I
other
have to say,
thing-
really.
Nice. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just lost my train of thought. I'll cut that out.
Oh yeah, shout outs to Mountain Dew for sending us the cookbooks.
Yes, definitely. Appreciate that little collab with Dew. Very awesome.
Yep.
On that note, I think, Darn, you have any parting words?
No, that's it. Just thanks for all these questions. Thanks for using the subreddit.
Thank you for the love that you've already shown us for the first episode of the podcast. We appreciate everyone that has tuned in already. The other thing I want to just ask for you to leave suggestions for, we had a little bit of fun putting some bubble gum and cotton candy and banana extract and Mojito 7-Up in Mountain Dew flavors. We are considering taking that a step farther. If you've ever seen Good Mythical Morning, they have a series called Will It. We are thinking of doing an episode of the podcast called Will It Mountain Dew. And as you may know, on Good Mythical Morning, they get really gross with some of those ideas. So send in your weird and gross ideas for Mountain Dew, and we might
just good ones too.
Yeah.
If you have ones that sound good, we're absolutely down for those.
Send them all in. If we get some good ones, we will definitely make an episode of that. Do want to mention, because I forgot last time, in the description of the podcast, wherever you're listening, there is a link that you can use to submit questions, feedback, suggestions for Will It Mountain Dew. And we can play those live on the show. So yeah, definitely feel free to send us in some messages. We'd love to hear them. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Team Supernova podcast.
Yep. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much. We will see you next time.
Bye.